Welcome back to Wreck and Roll. My name is Brian.
My name is Joe.
Joe, why do you sound tired?
Oh man, some of us been up since 4:30.
Fair enough. So we want to give you guys...
AM.
Although you woke back up at around 4:30 p.m. Anyway, wanted to give you guys an update on the channel. We've been around for a little bit over a year now. Started with humble beginnings by having like a jury-rigged camera set up with Joe's old GoPro that used to film you driving a car, your car.
Not somebody else's car.
How cool, right?
Those were the days, folks.
And then we used to put construction paper over Joe's dining room lights to kind of like not have too much glare. Come a long way. Where have we?
I don't know what you've been doing.
We're not sure. Anyway, we want to give you guys some updates for the channel, some cool stuff going on. So Joe, I'll throw it to you first.
So, for the month of October, we are going to be reopening the Patreon deck tier advice slots. So past users would submit their decks and teams. We would play it on camera, and then we would tweak the decks, try to make it better, and see what we come up with. Past users have had success. You could try contacting them and see how they enjoyed or not enjoyed it, and use those references and your judgment and see if you want to contribute. So the two slots are going to be 20 each, and we would prefer that you submit a team and deck, not sideboard, by September 15th. That way we have the second half of the month to work on it, and by the time the first week of October comes around, and you guys are charged for it, we should have everything done and ready to go, and we can start uploading that first and second week. And then we're probably going to turn off the deck advice for October just to see if we could play catch up, or just to see if everything's going to cool down and see how that's going.
So then the idea is like you would get kind of your feedback for that deck probably
by the first week.
Middle October, just to kind of give us time to have some wiggle room just in case. And I mean, if you like, I see it from my end. Joe puts a lot of work into this, and he writes up like a pretty lengthy kind of I don't know, like feedback form, I guess you might say. Like you give them good advice,
an evaluation, I guess, a summarization.
Yeah,
type
and
deal.
You also, not only that, but you give options. So you don't just say like, all right, this would be better, do it this way. Like you give modular things they could slot in or slot out, which I think would also work for ideas for them to think of the side deck.
If David Fox is watching us and wants to chime in with the write-up I gave him, or Alex Brock, if they want to say, yeah, the write-up was good, no, the write-up wasn't good, that's up to them. They could chime in if they want and see the reactions they had if they want.
My part? Okay.
We're up to Brian's part now. We have a note.
So other Patreon type stuff at the $10 tier, we've been giving you guys tokens. So far they've been Wrecker's leader inspired tokens. We are just about out of them, which is cool. Like we
they went quick.
We may have been worried they wouldn't sell.
I regret not getting more.
I agree a little bit.
Yeah.
And I mean, we could always refill that, but we also want to try something different.
It's very scary when they burn through fast. You're like, we're almost out. What do we do now?
Where'd they go? So we are in talks with
Jason Brown.
Thank you. Sorry. With Jason Brown I was thinking about the store name, OnBeam Designs on Etsy, for some new stuff that we should have ready by the end of September. So our September Patreon folks at the $10 tier, by the end of September, we should send those out. Now, usually I send them out like the second, third week of the month. This will probably be more like third to fourth week of the month, because we're going to need a little bit more time to kind of get them ready. But we also have a plan for the rest of the year for other tokens that we'll have. So we kind of have that set in place. We'll give you guys more details on that once we have some final designs kind of ready to go. On top of that, we've also been working on and when I say we, I also
mean somebody else.
I mean Joe. When I say Joe, I mean the person that we commissioned. So, gentleman's name is Jamie.
Wait. We're going to do it. Tell him now. We're going to save it for later.
The gentleman's first name is Jamie, because that part is already out there.
Okay.
Once the logo is done, we'll kind of give you guys a link to kind of look at his stuff in case you want to also commission him as well. His work is fantastic.
We'll see if we want him to be messaged directly or if he has a maybe a
online portfolio
or a special business type email. Don't message if you know who he is. Don't message him personally yet. We just want to get the actual specifics from him on where to go first.
It looks really cool so far.
Really cool.
Pumped up for it.
That's an understatement.
What would you say, Joe? What's better than really cool? Well, there you go. Put that in a review right there, in quotation marks, from Joe.
It's like PFFHS.
So it's really cool. But what it's going to allow us to do, you guys have been asking for like play match, you've been asking for t-shirts, been asking for other stuff.
Cocktail glasses.
I want some coasters, actually. But anyway, we're getting sidetracked again. Stickers, patches.
Bumper stickers, right? Yes, eye patches.
Rolling a Packs Unplugged with like the biker like leather jackets.
Tattoos.
Ooh, yeah.
Tattoos. Oh my god. Ask your parents' permission first.
It's going off the rails, but we're keeping it. So we'll have that ready soonish. We'll let you guys know. But again, it'll let us make merch, which we can throw to you guys, which you can buy if you like, to rep, I don't know, the wreck and rule type philosophy, whatever it might be. And also, that will also give us access to kind of upgrade our equipment and do other kinds of cool stuff too. That's my part, right?
Sure.
Oh, no, there's one more part. So recently we did kind of like an unboxing and a gameplay video of...
Yeah, that was what I was getting at. That's what I pointed to.
But there's a B. It's me.
Brian. Yes,
it's my job. We did an unboxing and a gameplay video for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid by Renegade Game Studios. Cooperative board game. Pretty cool. Every now and then you guys will see us branch out a little bit to something that's not Transformers related, but our main focus will continue to be Transformers. We generally, not always, we've been busy past couple weeks, put out videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and our goal is to kind of keep that stuff, keep the Monday, Wednesday, Friday for Transformers related content, and then kind of do other stuff on like a Tuesday or a Thursday or a weekend day. So kind of look out for that. We've got some ideas for that. We're in touch with a few companies about kind of partnering with them for doing stuff. So we will kind of keep you guys in the loop on that. But again, we are not going away from Transformers. We have been waiting for a game like this since we were kids. So we are not going to stop playing.
The card games were invented when we were kids.
Well, I mean, Joe's like 60 years old. So maybe for Joe.
My AARP card just came in.
Back to you, Joe.
And then starting, I guess you guys might see this on Monday. I don't know. So whenever you guys see this, by the time you're viewing this, we should have reopened up the viewer submission question thingy on Google.
So we used to do kind of like a Q&A type thing that you guys would send us questions for. We're going to do that again.
From the 1st of September to the 15th, we're going to leave it open. And then you could submit as many questions as you want. And the last time we were pretty bombarded, overwhelmed, unexpectedly drowned.
Yeah.
There were a lot of submissions, and I think we went through about 99% of them. That turned out to be a little too much. We had split it up into 2 videos.
3 videos.
It was, oh my God. So we're not going to stop you guys from submitting questions, but we might not get to all the questions. We might have to narrow it ourselves and cherry pick the ones that are relevant or need to be talked about.
Doesn't hurt to throw a question. Just, if we don't choose it, don't be upset.
Right. We might not use it for that particular video. I don't know if we're going to do 2 in September.
And we could even maybe, like, after a gameplay video, like maybe at the end of the video, wrap up the video with a question.
So don't be afraid to submit a lot of questions, I guess. Just don't submit 900. We can't go through 900.
And actually, so this is, you have any more with that?
No.
Okay. I'm going to kind of go off the rails a little bit here. Curveball. Video-wise, usually when we post a video, we get a lot of people asking for the deck list for what we played.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try to be good about, at the end of the video, laying the cards out on the table.
Let me cut you off right there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So sometimes when I play a deck, it may be the first time I'm playing it, like...
I was about to say this, but I'll let Joe continue.
Continue, Bri. No, continue, Bri. Everyone wants to hear your voice. You go right ahead. You continue.
I just want to say...
You're good. Go ahead.
Okay. So, a lot of times when we play something, it's still in kind of like a not fully tested phase, or the deck list itself might be in limbo. So the idea is Joe will generally put something up on his section of the webpage when he feels good about it himself. But the stuff that we play on camera might not be kind of like the tweaked, finalized version. So keep that in mind if you decide to go off the deck list. With that said, let's talk about sideboards for a second too. I think that going forward, it might be a good idea to possibly have like kind of two different tiers of gameplay videos that we do. One where it's something that's fairly untested and we're doing it as a proof of concept to see if the like idea behind the deck is gonna work. And then another kind of like different category of gameplay video where like the idea is tested and we run it as more of a tournament type style where there's a sideboard and kind of like we sideboard in between. So
that way, by the time it makes it to phase 2, we should already know, like, if we had a sideboard plan, which of those sideboard cards actually need to be in the main board. Mm-hmm. Rather than giving you guys a half-assessed, 80% ready deck with a sideboard that shouldn't be the sideboard, phase 2 should be, now we know what's going on, now we know what our local area is doing. These sideboard cards, they need to be in the main board, and these cards that were in the main board, sideboard them. So that's why sometimes we don't give you guys the deck list the first time you see a video. We don't feel it's ready, and if we give you that list and you play it and it's like, this list wasn't that great, it's like, I wasn't done with it, sorry.
Right, and I still think to a certain degree it doesn't hurt to just lay the cards out at the end, just this way if they want to use it as a starting point.
I feel like I'm giving them not enough information, or maybe the wrong information. Like if I'm running a card and it's like, why'd you put that in there? It doesn't belong there. Then they start running it and it's like, why did Joe put this in here? And then Joe's like, hey, I told you not to put it in there. I wasn't ready for it. I told you guys.
Well, I think these are all good points. And then one other thing that we want to try to do a little bit more of too is when we do a gameplay video when the game is done, not just kind of like jam the turn off button, but also kind of do like just a quick little debrief of like, all right, this is what we felt worked with the deck, this is what didn't work, or like, kind of maybe it was a fluke, I didn't see these cards at all during all 3 games that we played. Like just kind of give a quick little analysis of what went down. Just because this way I feel that it's a little bit crunchier for, you guys who are watching, and you tend to watch every video. This way there's not just the entertainment of Joe and I passively aggressively throwing insults at each other for 50 minutes. You're right, Joe, I saw that face. It's not passive aggressive. It's aggressive. Anything else to add, Joe? I went off course. You can go off course too.
I'm always on course. I think that's it.
How do you feel now that your Siege Seeker collection is complete?
Peaceful. At home.
Do you want to get a second copy of each to have each one in both jet?
That's what I started to do with Thundercracker, and I decided not to, because that's going to be a little expensive for the Target Seekers.
Yes. Unless...
Actually, 80 for 3 is actually better than 30 a pop, but...
Unless they show up everywhere, which sometimes does happen later in like the life cycle, and they go on heavy clearance later.
Unlikely.
I don't know.
I'm good.
All right. I think that might be about it. We're going to stop rambling.
Thank God.